Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to Airy Fairy Tarot. My name is Fairlight. And yeah, I don't even know what to say. So I always talk about myself, and I hope that's okay. Because I feel like whatever happens when I have I know I'm going to do a reading for a certain sign or just on a certain subject, and then certain things happen. I feel like it's all symbolic. Everything's reflective, And so the events leading up before doing your reading, and actually I've been trying to get to your reading for a couple days, I had to speak my truth with somebody who means a lot to me, and my truth was just that I matter too. I'm here to be of service. I'm here to help. I love, but sometimes we can be so of service to people. We can be so, love somebody so much, and they can seem to need us so much that we almost put ourselves on hold. And then all of a sudden we pay attention to what's going on in our own life, and we're like, oh no, I've got to do this thing. And somehow this person or whatever that we love so much, they've become so accustomed to us being there for them that it's almost like they feel like we're supposed to serve them first, and that we come second. And that's codependency. That's fucking codependency, Pisces. So are you finding yourself in a codependent situation? And so it's interesting the way the cards talk, I don't know if you do cards, they talk to you, but they talk to me, and they, the different decks tell me which ones they want to do, and then they tell me how they want to be laid out. So I've got 3 mystery cards. I don't even know what they say. But before they wanted me to look at that, like almost all major arcana cards came out. And it's like more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my God, they just keep coming out. 8, I hadn't even seen that one. Of 9 cards that are out, and this 8th one just popped out, and it's also major arcana. Out of 9 cards, 8 are major arcana. Major fucking destiny point in your life, Pisces. So it's a good thing, but these destiny points don't always feel so good until after you get through it, because it's like, oh God, I'm being forced to make a choice, and for some reason it always feels like there's always a painful choice to be made. If there wasn't some amount of pain, then there'd be no growth. The baby being born, like it's painful for the mom and the baby. A seed, cracking out of its shell. I'm sure there's an amount of pain as that seed cracks out of that shell, because that shell is a part of the seed. It's a part of it, and now it's got to release an aspect of itself. It's also interesting. This is the first reading I'm doing after a major haircut. I just had a foot of hair cut off, more than a foot. This is how short it was, down past my ass. It was long, and I didn't know it was going to be cut this short. I didn't intend for it to be cut this short, but you know what? There's nothing I can do about it now. I can either be kind of sad because it wasn't what I had planned, but there's no bringing it back. So again, I reflect on myself to reflect on the reading that I'm doing. Bless your water. It is what it is. So what are you going to do? Are you going to cling? Are you going to regret? Are you going to wish things had gone? And you can wish things had gone differently, and regret, you feel what you feel. So honor all that you feel, of course. But then accept what is. And is it really all that bad? I'm kind of getting used to it. You guys are helping me get used to it because I'm having to look at myself while I do this reading. It's like, well, it's a completely different look. I am a hippie girl. But embracing a new vibration, embracing a new aspect of yourself. So it's like if you're a crystal, and maybe this is the side that you feel most accustomed to, and suddenly life has turned you on your side, and now you're looking through this facet. But do you get that you are a multifaceted being, just like a crystal? And you're beautiful, and you're reflective, and you. There's something about the prismatic effect of a crystal too that's coming through, the way the light shines through you and the color that shines through you, and now you're being forced to look through a different facet of yourself, and maybe it's actually quite beautiful, and I know you liked looking through this face. But life is saying there's something of great value if you'll just align with the new way the colors are refracting through you. You get it? Okay, I love metaphors. So the one card that is not a major arcana is the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Spheres. And I think of any deck I've ever seen, I just love the Queen of Pentacles. I'm a Capricorn. Of course I love the Queen of Pentacles. She's me. But in this case, she's you. And I love this one because she's dancing. She is free and dancing. I love the freedom. This is what it is to be an earth mama. And I know, Pisces, I know you are all water and you're ether. You're not all water, you're spirit. I love that some people say Pisces isn't even water anymore. It's the ether. I dig that. But you're being asked, as you look through this new facet of being, to accept this, that there's a freedom with whatever loss you're going through. And it looks like, for many of you anyway, it's some sort of a partnership, romantic or whatever. It could be like a job, though. It could be, whatever. Everybody's living their own life. Nobody's living exactly the same thing. We're just refracting these energies to ourselves. And so, like, I'm hearing blessing in disguise, blessing in disguise. It may be an uncomfortable situation and even a bit heartbreaking, but it's all to give you this new freedom. And look, she's such a powerful queen. She's so earthy. I just can't get over this earthiness. There's something very earthy about what is happening for you, and that this is like the end result. So the first card we start with is actually the end result. If you can embrace this freedom and this earthiness, this groundedness, this connectedness to yourself, she is so free in herself, and there's this dance. All right, so I'm feeling like I don't need to hold up every one of these cards because there's a lot, but what it looks like, and take it for whatever you're applying for. Because it's a lot of cards. So I'm not going to try to translate all 7 of these in a row. But it looks like a partnership, possibly a relationship, is, if it's not ending, it's changing. Because, quite frankly, you're tired of the bullshit. You're tired of the other person not owning their shit, and maybe they're in victim mode, or maybe they're in some sort, it looks like they're in some sort of a disempowerment sort of thing, but and so I heard this word earlier, maybe you're being an enabler if you stay in this situation and allow it to remain the way it is. And so, and it's toxic. And so I am going to bring this up This devil reversed means that you're not doing this toxic bullshit anymore. Maybe it is someone with a substance abuse problem. Maybe it's someone with some sort of a sex addiction or some sort of addiction or some sort of toxic behavior, whatever it is. Toxic behavior, and it goes to codependency. And you turn it up this way, and this devil card is pretty uniform with other devil cards, where it's the two people that are tied to this toxic force. And but the rings are huge on their neck. They choose to believe that they are powerless over this thing. But really, all they have to do is take the shit off their necks and walk away. He's too fixated on his addiction, which in this case it's down here, so it could be like sexual, but it could just be whatever is the disempowerment. It's not just sexual energy, but what is in that realm? It's the base and sacral chakras, so that has to do with security. It could be money disempowerment, or beliefs around money, or some sort of security disempowerment, home, whatever. Or it could have to do with creativity, or it could have to do with shame and guilt. Ooh, is somebody guilt tripping you, Pisces? Anything like that. What are they using that's around these energies to keep you tied? And do you see that you have a choice? Ultimately, you have to take responsibility. Even if you demonize them, if you allow whatever this is to be your excuse to be tied to toxicity, you are making the choice to allow something to be your excuse to stay tied to something that is toxic for you. Eek. But you have a choice. You have a choice. And it's interesting because, the devil, and I don't normally like to assign the astrological signs too much to the major arcanas, because I feel like the energies speak for themselves. But there is something interesting about this devil and this Queen of Pentacles, because they both could be like some sort of Capricorn energy. So then we can look at the astrology a bit. Boy, has Capricorn energy been getting a huge fucking overhaul, right? And I think Capricorn would be your 11th house. I totally screwed up the Sagittarius video trying to figure out what house they were in. I think that's your 11th house. So that's friendships, communities, whatever. And I don't want to go too into the astrology about it. But however this Capricorn energy is affecting you, and how these planets are aspecting other planets, all this Mars squares, and like I said, I don't want to go too much into the astrology because that turns into a big rabbit hole. But the point is, it came up for some reason, so I'm like, okay, trying to hear what do you want me to say about this energy. However it's transforming you, there is something about this energy that is teaching you to be more grounded and more free. You are free, you are free. You are free, you are free. You are free, 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 free. Say it again. Sing it with me. You are free. You are free. But only if you choose to be. Are you writing a song, Pisces? Okay. So free yourself from this toxic bullshit. And, it looks like you're calling him out on it, or you're getting close to calling him out on it. It doesn't look like you're waiting around, because right next to that is the Hangman reversed. So it's like, I'm not hanging around in this toxic bullshit anymore. Either you own your shit or you don't, but I'm not hanging around in this. I kind of want to pause on that, because the next 3 cards are their own little message reflecting on this. But I don't feel like I'm quite done with these energies right now. It doesn't look like you just want to walk away from the person. That's entirely up to you, though. It looks like you could be. With the particular deck that's being used, it very much could be you're saying goodbye to this. Or it could also be that as you come back to yourself, as you speak your truth, and you let yourself get anchored into your own power, and you dance your own dance of freedom. Like, I acknowledge that I have no control over you. This is you saying this to them. Because of course I have no control over you. I acknowledge that I have no control over you. I have no control over your choices, over your beliefs, over any of that. And all I can really do is allow you to be who you be. I can only allow you to believe what you believe. I can only allow you to choose what you choose. And in doing that, I have to take responsibility for my choices, my being how I be, my choosing what I choose, and my believing what I believe. And it's time for you to believe that you are more than this situation. It's okay to walk away from it. Because it's very possible, and I'm just going to go ahead and show you this. It's the Lover's card. And like I said, there's something about this particular deck that wanted to speak to you. And it's this Lover's card. It's interesting because in this Lover's card, in other decks, the Lover's card and the Devil card are kind of mirrors of each other. But in this deck, it's not the case. And so it's interesting that in light of this conversation that we're having, she stays grounded on the earth if you are a female, but it really is reflecting on between the feminine principle and the masculine principle, whatever roles and whoever, whatever. There's something about the feminine principle, which is the more receiving. It's a nurturing energy, becoming more grounded, more anchored, and more free in this groundedness. And the masculine principle, because it's the Emperor reversed. Coming up with this, I didn't think I was going to show you, but it's showing the Emperor reversed with this Devil reversed and the Hangman reversed. So the masculine principle, they're not standing in their power, and that's why I was saying, like, maybe they're being like some sort of victim role, or there's something where they're not feeling their power. And it's even feeling like maybe some sort of toxic masculinity. I know that phrase gets thrown around, but, I might as well use the cliche. But really, maybe they're being toxic in their masculinity, and there's really not any strength in that. Because in our own feminine principle, we're not accepting any less than true divine partnership, true divine balance and equality, and working together. It's time to work together. It's time to heal. It's time to work together in healing and creating a new solid foundation, Pentacles. Creating a new solid foundation. It's like we're tearing down the old paradigm. It's shattering. I don't even know that we are doing it. It is just happening as and through and by us. It's just happening all around us. The old paradigm is shattering. We're witnessing the fall. And so there's not much we can do about that except allow and see why it needs to happen, because it does. And see how the feminine principle is laying a new solid foundation. The earth is feminine, And so maybe there's some sort of pity party in this illusion that I don't have any power anymore, or whatever. And maybe all this is just you, Pisces. This is happening within yourself. Again, everything is a mirror of a mirror of a mirror. It's all reflective. It's all these multifaceted, holographic universe thing, right? So in this grounding, in this finding your freedom, coming back to center, getting grounded yourself, finding your own power again, standing in your truth, standing in your strength, speaking your truth, living your truth, being your powerful self. This groundedness, he has a choice to make. I say he, but whatever, apply it to whatever. This is just archetypes right now. He has a choice to make. Is he going to stay in the disempowered pity party? Or through her groundedness, is he going to allow this to help him rise above this feeling? Because your groundedness gives him wings. And there's strength in that. And where did I see? Oh, I guess it was this deck before I started shuffling it. The card that was revealed to me before I started shuffling was the Strength card. So I'll let it reflect on you. But the Strength card in this deck looks kind of like this. Not exactly. And if it comes up, I'll show it to you, although I don't know that I'll do much more shuffling. But, so, you get the message? You can't force help on this other person, but continuing toxic enabling is not going to help either of you. All right, so let's move on. A la-di-da, and I'm actually going to put these cards over here so that I'm not distracted by that. This Queen of Pentacles definitely wants to stick around. So then I'll just tell you what the cards are. We've got the Hierophant reversed, Temperance reversed, and Judgment reversed. Major destiny point, major like these reversals is, I don't even know what to say about it. It feels like it's taken you, all of this has kind of fucked you up. Honestly, it's taking you out of your center. It's taking you out of your groundedness. I think that's why this groundedness is like so being emphasized. You need to get grounded because you don't even know what the truth is anymore. You know, you don't even know what the right thing is because you so want to do right by them that you've forgotten how to do right by you. So it's that same lesson reinforced, only here it is said another way. So I guess I will show them one by one. Hierophant, only reversed. So, you know, maybe you know or maybe you don't. I don't really go by the traditional tarot's definition of the Hierophant because my guides told me not to. I looked up in the dictionary, and the definition of a Hierophant is a person who translates the sacred mysteries. A person who translates the sacred mysteries. And there's this emphasis on that because we all are moving into this new paradigm where we all are learning to recognize our divinity. And it comes from, boy, that's a release. Do you get it? Feel the release. Do you feel it? Boy, I just want to sing to you, Pisces. Do you feel the love? Do you feel it? Do you feel the truth within you? If you don't, it's time to get grounded and start discerning, you know, what is being projected onto you and how does that reflect on what is best for you? And is it a distorted mirror? That's why you're being asked to look through a different lens, through a different facet of your being. Because this one's gotten clouded up, you know, this other one. And it's interesting, the one I chose for you, I don't know how well you'll be able to see that. I mean, it's all beautiful. I probably can't get it into focus, but it's been chipped away at. And this other facet that they wanted me to show you, it's like a perfect triangle. It's a perfect balance. It's a perfect harmonic. Not that there's perfection in anything, and you don't have to try to be perfect or anything, but it's just, it's a more even, it's a more even, I'm trying to do it, a more balanced, it's a more balanced flow, a more balanced reflection. And so strongly, you know, I'd say if you can get to nature, that's always like, get to nature. If you can get by running water, if you can't, that's okay too. If you can get to a mountain, if you can get to the ocean, wherever. And if you can't, find a tree, hold a crystal, whatever you need to do. But if you can get to nature, look up at the sky, whatever it is. And I like that. I learned from a beautiful, wise teacher I once had, that whenever you're feeling confused or, you know, out of center, look up. Because when you look up, you look through your third eye, and it will always change your perspective. Ooh, I love that teaching. Thank you for reminding me of that. But if you can get to nature, take your shoes off. Take your shoes off and touch the bare earth. Do some earthing. Man, I love earthing. Do some earthing. Reconnect with the earth. Dance and sing. Listen to the water flow. Listen to the wind in the trees. And, you know, if you want to do a grounding, you know, do some grounding, do a meditation. If nothing else, you know, meditate, just focus on your breathing. I love this one beautiful, a Buddhist monk taught this meditation. Just, you know, sit and focus on your breathing and breathe in the word be and breathe out the word peaceful. Be peaceful. Let's do it one more time. Be peaceful. And he recommended you do that for like 10 or 11 minutes, however long you want to. But then change it. Then change it. And breathe in the word peaceful. And breathe out the word being. I love 3, so let's do it 2 more times. Peaceful. Being. Peaceful. Being. And do that for like 10 or 11 minutes, 12, 13, however long. And bring yourself to centeredness. Also, as I was doing that, I was reminded, I did a meditation before I did your reading, and it was a pretty long meditation. And it was just grounding and creating aura boundaries. And what I saw was this very strong, like, purple blended with silver color. Like it was its own color. Kind of like, you know, when you mix blue and yellow, you get green. I don't know if there's a word for the color of purple and silver blended, but that's what I saw. And then it was interesting because it was like it almost like started out more purple but with the silver in it, but then as it went out, it became more and more silver until it became like this fringy edge of all silver. And really, if I could describe it, the fringy edge had like almost like silver balls on the end. I don't know what that visualization is for you, if it does anything for you, but that's what I saw. And then I felt like I had to really reflect on the colors individually. And the silver, like there's something very much about reflection for you. Purple, you know, I associate with spirit. You know, that crown chakra where you bring your spiritual light in and through yourself. And that crown chakra is a fiduciary for the spiritual being you are outside of you, your body, your physical you. The fiduciary for that, and then the spiritual being for the physical you, right? So that that purple vibration, you know. And then the silver is it's so like reflective, and I'm hearing like that silver lining or whatever. So I can't even define for you what that is. Your guides are just coming through and wanting to give you that imagery, and that there's something very strong about the word vibration, the vibrational music of those colors together, and the imagery that was given. So that all wanted to come through talking about the Hierophant. And I'd like you to turn that card right side up and be your own translator of the sacred mysteries. Because, you know, you can ask many Pisces and they'll tell you Pisces is the most spiritual sign. And I love that YouTuber, Infinite Waters, Ralph Smart, and he'll definitely tell you Pisces is the most spiritual sign. And, you know, so receive that, own that. And so it's interesting. The next card is Temperance reversed, and this card is it's right in alignment with that imagery, even though the cups are gold, but and it's pink, not purple. But I want to show it to you right side up, because she's splashing water on her face. So the first thing is like this shocking revelation, this shocking, like, seeing things for what they are. It's like taking off the rose-colored glasses and going, oh fuck, boy, have I been generous with the way I've been viewing this situation, and fuck that. And she splashes the water on her face, and then she receives the water, and then she filters the water through her own hair and captures the water through the filter of her mind. And there's something like this shocking awakening, and then nourishing herself and receiving that and capturing it. And it's like this wake-up call. It's a big wake-up call. Now, not all temperance cards mean that, but in this deck, again, this deck chose you today. And, you know, receiving that, and that's the message that it wants to be, but it's reversed. So it's like, it's saying, it kind of feels like you see how it is, but you're refusing to see how it is. And I think it goes back to that first part of the reading, because you care about this person. I feels a lot like it's very personal. If it's a job or whatever, again, apply it to however. But I'll just speak of it as a person close to your heart. You love them, and it's like you don't want, it's like you're so protective of them that you don't want them to have any flaws, because they have allowed themselves to be so wounded if any of their flaws are seen. And so it's like you take on all the flaws for them to protect them from any flaws. But you know what? Our mistakes teach us. And I end up saying this quote in like every single reading I do, but it, you know, it bears repeating over and over again. My beautiful friend, lifelong friend Shenandoah, always had this on his wall. And he's in the spirit world now, but I think he's here with us. I love you, Shenandoah. And it is good judgment. I feel like I have to say it like he would, you know, Scottish. Good judgment comes from experience. Experience comes from poor judgment. Good judgment comes from experience. The experience comes from poor judgment. So if you protect them from learning a big lesson right now, you are denying them a major opportunity for growth. And sometimes you have to be the villain. Sometimes it takes, and you've got to let them be the villain. Let them be the fucking villain. Fuck what they've been doing. Fuck that. I'm not allowing this anymore for myself. This is not good for any of us. This is toxic, codependent bullshit. And it's not healthy for you, and it's not healthy for them. Don't let them stay in toxicity when this is a great opportunity for them to get back into their power. Yeah? Let them fuck up. Let them own their mistakes. See them as an all-powerful being. Because don't you see? Then you're preventing the balance from happening. Like what I was saying about how we have to come out of this old paradigm of toxic masculinity because the feminine needs to rise up and own her power. In the same token, if you are the feminine, rise up and take your power, but don't become so powerful that they become weak. Right? Own your power, stand your ground, and reflect on them, their power. All right. So then we come to Judgment reversed, and I don't want to spend as much time on this card. I'm not feeling like I need to spend as much time on this card as I did on the other ones. But, you know, it's just, well, it just reinforces that quote. Good judgment comes from experience. Experience comes from poor judgment. Yeah. All right, baby. We're coming to an end, I think. I thought it was 3 cards. There's still 4 mystery cards I have to get to. And so I'm going to acknowledge them. There's this really wonderful card that wants to be a mirror for this Queen of Pentacles that I thought I was going to go to next. But they are saying save that for last. So I just want to see what these cards are. And see what more there is. All right. We've got the Page of Wands upright. The Hermit card upright. The Queen of Cups. For some reason, she just wants you to see. The Queen of Cups upright. That's you, Pisces. And the Knight of Cups reversed. So the message in that, and I do want to show you this Hermit card with this Page of Wands. And it, in light of all of this, I feel like what it's saying is, okay, actually, I want to show you the 4 like this. Because notice the 2 figures that are facing each other is the Hermit and the Queen of Cups. And she's got her back on this Knight of Cups reversed. And the Hermit has his back on this Page of Wands. So what that's telling me, Pisces, I'm just going to put these 2 down for a minute. What this is telling me, Pisces, is that you need to turn your back on this situation for your growth and for theirs. And this Hermit, you need to go within and find your own light again. And again, it just reinforces the rest of this message about meditating, centering, grounding, earthing, centering, and finding that own inner light and that Hierophant, getting in tune with your own inner guidance. And you become the translator of the sacred mysteries for yourself as this intuitive guidance is coming to you and through you and for you. And so this is about being in service to yourself right now, nourishing yourself. I think you're probably drained. You're probably depleted. You've given and given and given. And again, he's become toxic. And he's just emptying your cup, emptying your cup, emptying your cup. Turn your back. Don't see him this way. Again, this metaphorical, archetypal him. Don't turn your back on this. This is not his truth. And this is not, the more you see him this way, the more this becomes his truth. And how can he change? So turn your back on that. Turn your attention on yourself. And I always have to sing anymore. Anytime I see the Hermit, I have to sing, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, Let it shine. Let it shine. Okay? And as you focus on yourself, you get your light back. Bless the water. Turn to your own light, nourish yourself, get yourself back into this powerful queen that you are. Dancing into this powerful queen that you are. Then I feel like behind the scenes, there's going to be this transformational alchemy that happens where the metaphorical he finds himself again, and he finds a new inspiration. He finds this new passion, this new inspiration, this new message from, he finds his own inner light. Cool message. Oh, cool message, man. He finds his own inner light. So, do you see? You can only do good by nourishing yourself. All right, and then the final cards are once again this Queen of Pentacles and the Star. You've got work to do, Pisces. You've got work to do, baby. You've got this light to shine. As you allow this light to shine, as you find that inner light, you nourish yourself, and then you can send it out. So then all that energy that you were pouring into a toxic situation that was just draining you, now you get that nourishing energy back, that love and that sincerity and that kindness and that spiritual essence that you are, this loving, beautiful person that you are. And now you align with your own divine purpose, your own divine truth. Let this light shine for the whole world to see. And as you dance your freedom, as you ground yourself and anchor yourself, it's like a tree, you know? You put down your roots, and then you blossom, you bloom. And I love to compare the Star card to a rose, because, you know, I used to sell roses at bars and nightclubs, and the lady that I worked for, that I got the roses from and whatever, she is a very beautiful, I got roses in the back. She's a very beautiful spiritual person. And I remember her telling me that roses are the highest vibrational beings in this dimension. And I feel like because they are the combination of love and beauty. And it's so feminine. I love roses. And you know, they're beautiful. They're beautiful, and they don't be beautiful because they're trying to be beautiful. They're not trying to get likes on Facebook. I know that's a silly thing to say, but it's just the nature of their being to be love and beauty. They nourish, you know, bees and other insects, all flowers do. I love flowers. It's just the nature of their being to be beautiful. And those who stop to notice can't help but be affected by the beauty of a rose. You know, stop and smell the roses. Those who stop and breathe it in, and realizing that roses breathe. Roses breathe. They're living, beautiful. There's a consciousness, and their consciousness is love and beauty. It's just the nature of the rose to be beautiful, whether somebody stops to notice or not. And that's the same as the star. Think about stars. It's the nature of the star to shine. It's the nature of the star to be the light. They don't try to shine. They don't try to be the light. They just are that. It's who they are. And I've never had a moment like, you know, we walk with, there's all this false light everywhere. You know, we're inundated in the city. But when you get somewhere where you can actually see the stars, it's impossible not to be inspired. It's impossible not to be affected by the light of the stars. Breathe that in. And people, sorry, I have kids outside banging around. People find guidance and direction from stars. Sailors use the stars to find their direction. Astrologers use the stars in a different way to give guidance and direction. And so just by shining your light, by anchoring into the truth of who you are, and then allowing yourself to blossom and shine, you're living your soul's light and you're living your soul's purpose. All right, Pisces, that was a long video. I love you. I have a daughter who is a Pisces, and maybe she'll watch this, and maybe this will give her some guidance too, but maybe not, I don't know. But for all of you Pisces, however, wherever Pisces is in your chart, or however you align with the Piscean energy, thank you for letting this message come through me, and for watching it. And if you would like a personal reading, there will be information down below. Best way is to email me, airyfairytarot@gmail.com, or you can find me on Facebook, or whatever. But either way, I just love you, and I bless you, and until next time, peace.